We take the doors off the freezer, take the light out, stuff like that. All the mechanical stuff around the back's already been taken off. And basically the books will just go in and there'll be a bookshelf. Crazy, but it will be.
Bringing a new lease of life to something others might write off. Andy Camis does a lot of that at the East Durham Veterans Trust, a charity he set up to help those who, like him, faced a long, agonising wait for NHS mental health support.
Coming in for a meal and coming in for a chat, that's just the first step. And often the hardest step to do is to actually say, look, I need some help.
The Trust offers a free meal and warm space, but vitally they have free counselling available without a wait. Demand is so high, up almost 200% in the last year, that they've expanded it to non-veterans too.
How much worse do you think everything that's going on is making people's mental health?
Tenfold. I think you've got to look at what causes a mental illness. All these little things, such as no gas and electric on, no food in the cupboard, worrying about debts. All these little things, they all mount up, and we call it the stress bucket. And people's stress buckets at the moment are just overflowing with stress, and it's causing so much pressure on them. And if we can just save one life this winter, then we'll have done our job.
Is that how you see it, as saving lives? Is it that extreme?
Yeah, 100% saving lives for East Durham veterans. And we've definitely done that since we were formed in 2020. You just have to look at and speak to some of the veterans that come into the centre, you know, about their journey, where they were, how they were struggling, the waiting list they've been on, and the fact that they come in, they get the help straight away.
So many crises feed into what people here are facing. The backlog in the NHS, soaring energy prices, and benefits being outpaced by inflation. The centre provides the opportunity to forget all that's going on outside, using woodworking and painting as a form of therapy. But for those in the depths of despair, it plays a more fundamental role.
I had to ask for help, and that's not like me. I will plod on till I can take no more. But last week, I couldn't face it anymore on my own. I had to ask for help, and they were there.
Where do you think you'd be without this place?
I'd be dead.
Really?
I know for a fact I'd be dead. And that's hard to say, but I would be. I'd be 6 foot under now.
And in terms of money not lasting to the end of the month, was that always the same, or is it just since everything's gone up in price?
It was a struggle before, but it's even worse now with the prices going up. I mean, I've noticed down to her food. I mean, it only used to be 15 quid, but it's nearly 20 quid now.
How does that impact your mental health?
Because I'm always wondering, oh, she got enough food? Have I got enough food? But as I say, she comes first, I'll do without all day long. So she's okay.
We're just going to leave it staying, so it's not, yeah.
Scott has received support from the Veterans Trust too. The financial pressures of the moment are just another thing for him to navigate as he recovers from a traumatic brain injury and PTSD.
How are you doing at the minute?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. I had a little bit of a peak with little dip with everything going on with the cost of living and going, oh, do I put my heating on? Or, you know, so I'm more of a blanket and jumper man at the moment. Yeah, it's been really difficult trying to, because the prices keep going up and they keep asking for more and more money. I've got like a direct debit set up with them, but they keep going, oh yeah, you still owe us loads of money. And I'm like, what the hell is all this money going to come from?
Well, I'm HG Europe. What would you like to talk about?
Down the road at the East Durham Trust, volunteers for their chit-chat phone service support those suffering with loneliness or their mental health.
Oh, well, I'm here now.
They also run a food bank and crisis support service, and are increasingly seeing new faces coming through their door.
We're seeing a lot more people who previously might have donated to our food bank actually need access support. We're having a lot of people who might contact us, they're really quite embarrassed. What cost of living crisis will do is have a huge impact on people's mental health. Every day we have somebody either on the phone or sometimes present here at the Trust, and they're in tears, they're upset, they don't know where to turn, they don't know what to do, they've never been in the situation that they're in right now. Obviously we know the links between suicide and you know, the effects that being in debt or being able to feel like you can't financially provide for yourself, and you know that it is a real risk.
The government are investing an additional £2.3 billion to expand NHS mental health services in England.
A single female who's quite young, who has a child, and they are homeless with no cooking facility.
Okay, so obviously
The charity has recently got access to a small pool of money to try and help those with mental health issues during the cost of living crisis. The pilot, working with NHS England, will offer micro grants to help pay off a bill that might otherwise push them to crisis point.
I think this is very much about early intervention. It's very much about prevention. Getting a big bill, for example, can be a real shock and a real test of that resilience. And what can often happen is those people then present at crisis services like mental health services or at their GPs, and that has a huge cost to the system and a huge drag on a system already overwhelmed.
There's 3 mash.
It's not just about saving money, but lives too. At the Veterans Centre, they're desperately trying to stop the cycle.
There's people out there who couldn't manage. There was a number of people who were going out and taking their own lives, unfortunately. You know, and what the message we're trying to send out this year is, listen, don't do that. Come forward, speak to us, because we've got, you know, connections out there where we can help you. We can help get financial help for you. For your mental health, we can provide it. We've got counselling service here. And it's all about coming forward, speaking up and saying, yeah, look, I'm having trouble here, I need a bit of help.
The story of these proud communities is one of people getting caught in the crossfire of factors beyond their control. But it's also a story of how, in the face of necessity, people are trying new ideas to turn things around.